It begins. Reports coming out from France saying Manchester United are now in negotiations for Jonathan David. They're in for him, but they're not the only club. What will Jonathan David bring to Manchester United? What is the latest in regards to that transfer? He's been linked to us a bit. And with a lot of the other players we've been linked to, maybe wanting Champions League football, which we can't guarantee yet, or being, expensive or not wanting Manchester United, Jonathan David on a free could be a possibility. And when he's in the form he's in, and he's available for free, and you could argue United need at least 2 attacking reinforcements as well in the summer. Now, this could be a move that Manchester United is seriously in for. We also got injury boosts in regards to Aiden Heaven, Dan Gore, and other Manchester United players. An update on YORO that should be back after the international break. Goalkeeper transfer links again to James Trafford. There is uncertainty around Onana, and Florian Plettenberg has linked us to some more players, including the likes of Xavi Simons, giving us updates on Sesko and more in regards to players in Germany. So, hello, and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to your 10-minute Manchester United news roundup. Again, I apologise for no live streams at the moment, but I'm away. I'm in Spain, and it's just easier to do videos. But if I get time, maybe I'll do a live stream. But it's international break. I reckon I can do this video in 8 minutes. So let's get into it. Let's talk about Jonathan David. Manchester United, Arsenal, and Spurs currently in active negotiations to sign Lille's Jonathan David on a free transfer in the summer, coming out from Le 10 Sport. Now, this is not the only source of information to confirm Jonathan David is a player of interest to Manchester United. We've been linked to him on many occasions. And as I said in my intro, when a player who is scoring is 23 goals this season, that is 25 years of age, that is pretty athletically good and ticks a lot of Manchester United's boxes, is available for free, and we're talking about not having loads of money, then of course Manchester United are going to show some interest in Jonathan David. Now, with Jonathan David, I think he's a good player. I think this season he's been absolutely fantastic, and I watched him in the Champions League. He's been fantastic. If you'd have said it back last summer, I'd have said, yeah, I like Jonathan David, but there's better options out there. But the last 3 or 4 games I've watched of him, I'm like, you know what, bring, especially when he's around for free. He's probably like not first choice on my list of strikers. Gyökeres would be my first choice. But from what I've seen of him this season, he's been really, really good. Now, Arsenal are interested, Tottenham are interested, Chelsea will probably be in there. Now, I think Arsenal are going to focus on Sesko. Tottenham have Solanke, so they're not as desperate as us, and Tel might sign permanently. I do think us sort of being desperate for a striker and that being known, and I think weirdly we have a bigger pull than Spurs. I think Arsenal will look more at Sesko. I think there's a possibility there. Now, the one thing I know about Jonathan David, is he's a big Barcelona fan. So if Barcelona shows some interest, we're not going to beat Barcelona. Jonathan David, he's always been a Barcelona fan. That is always his dream club. So that could be one to watch. But what would Jonathan David bring to United? As I said, available on a free, saves money, and you could then spend 60 plus million on someone like Cunha for the 10 role. He scores goals as well, 23 goals this season. We need a goal scorer. He scores goals. Versatile, could play as a 10 if needed. He's played second striker, played attacking midfielder, has the ability to drop deep. He can run in behind. He can hold up play. He has the ability to drop deep. He's not just a one-trick pony, and we need some a bit of versatility and adaptability where we're at, but we also need that player to have the ability to score goals. Xerxes got versatility, adaptability, but he lacks that pace in the transition, and he's not a natural goal scorer. Jonathan David has that pace and is a natural goal scorer. He's probably not as techie as Xerxes in the tight spaces, because nobody is. Xerxes is brilliant at that. But you know what I mean? He's got the pace to run in behind, to dribble well. He's a good finisher. Seems to be clinical. 25 is a good age. I've said I don't want 21-year-old strikers. I want 24 to like 27, 28 at a push. Like 23 to 28 is the age that we need. I think 25 is a good age for a striker, because they're sort of getting into their prime. They're confident, scoring goals, and he'll be off the back of maybe a 30-goal season, and positionally very strong as well. We sometimes criticize Højlund for maybe not getting into the right positions, but I think positionally Jonathan David seems to do well, and you can see this with like his Champions League ratings. You've got, again, this game against Dortmund where he scored, got assist in the other game against Dortmund, although Lille did go out. Or no, they didn't go out. My bad. And then you're talking about sort of the actual game against like Feyenoord, Liverpool, Strum. Obviously, I didn't watch that one, but three assists in that game. Like, he was unbelievable in the Champions League. Like, I'm not going to act like I've watched loads of Ligue 1, but I've watched the Champions League games, and, like the 3 games I've watched him play in the Champions League have been impressive. And as I said, 23 goals, 10 assists. Like 33 goal contributions in 41 games. He's on track for a 30 goal contribution season. As I said, I've seen maybe 3 or 4 of his games in the Champions League. Been incredibly impressive lately. Anyway, continuing on. Here is some news on the latest injury boost. I also had a brain fart and said that Lille knocked Dortmund out. Dortmund knocked Lille out, but Lille won up at half time. My bad. Continuing on to this triple injury boost. Bayindir is back on grass training. He could be back in action soon. I think, is he going to play much more this season? Maybe the Europa League games, but I feel like his opportunities to play would have been like the Fulham game in the FA Cup wasn't available. There was a point where Dermot Mee was going to make his debut, and within the last hour, they decided Nana was probably just healthy enough to play. So that's why Dermot Mee didn't make his debut the other day, which means that now we've got Olte back as second keeper. It was also said that Dan Gore is set to return to Rotherham next month. His recovery is going well and is pushing to play again. I feel so bad for Dan Gore because him, Maino and Garnacho were the 3 best in that Youth Cup team that won. And he's not pushed on like ever two because he's always injured. Every time he goes out on loan, he gets injured. It's so frustrating because I think he got an assist in on his debut for Rotherham or second game. And he's such a bright, talented player, but he just can't stay fit. So fingers crossed he's back and he can get some minutes for Rotherham again. And another boost coming in is that Aiden Heaven is now out of his protected boot and has a chance of resuming training after the international break as well. That was said by Ty Marshall of the Manchester Evening News. Laurie Whit also spoke about this yesterday, but there's a feeling he could be back not long after the international break. He's out of his boot, which might mean he only misses like 1 or 2 matches, which for me is a positive because I was gutted for him because he was taking his chance. He'd cemented himself in the team, and I thought, oh no, he could be out for months. It looks like he could be back not long after international break, which is a huge boost because I know he's only 18 and we've got to be like careful not to overhype him. But having a left footer on the left side and having Dorgu left wing back, having those 2 left footers and the dynamic and the flow, something just felt a lot better with Aiden Heaven at the back. And he was doing well in the duels, doing well off the ball. On the ball was decent, but like again, the left footer, him and Dorgu, I think, in terms of system, physical ability, technical ability, I thought they had it. It's really good recruitment from Ineos. Another player that was doing really well in the last 4 or 5 games before injury was YORO. Ruben Amorim was asked on his injury and he said, no, it's not long term. Let's continue on into transfer news to end the video. So there's been a lot of speculation about Manchester United being interested in the keeper. Muppeteers said that United are interested in the keeper. Now, I think we signed a keeper in the summer, but that will be like a Bayindir replacement or a Heaton replacement because one of them will go. I don't know if we'll sign a first-team keeper unless Nana goes. I've got his name there. But James Trafford's one to watch. I have a feeling James Trafford's going to go to Newcastle to replace Nick Pope. I also think James Trafford struggled with the pressure when he was in the Premier League with Burnley, so I don't think he's quite ready to play for a club like Man United. You know, we've done that with Højlund and other players. We've got a lot of young players. I think we're better off going for someone a bit more experienced, like a Joan Garcia, for example, if we do move on Onana. I think Onana probably will be moved on in 2026 because I think we've got bigger priorities and I think United will focus on striker, centre-back, 10, which they see as more priority. And then Florian Plettenberg, again, linked us to a lot of players, says we're looking at a versatile attacking midfielder and Yildiz and Xavi Simons are being monitored. We know that we are looking at versatile attacking midfielder. There is interest in Yildiz. I don't see it happening. There has been interest in Xavi Simons in the past. Hugo Kite is definitely one to watch. We've been linked to him a fair bit, but he is getting linked to all of the clubs. And then Sesko could be one to watch. Something tells me he's going to go to Arsenal, but he will have a release clause of 80 million euros. So thank you for watching today's video. I completely started falling asleep in the Jonathan David bit and was like, yeah. But thanks everyone for watching this video. Please do hit the like button if you did enjoy. Feel free to subscribe down below if you're new. And that's sort of a 9-minute roundup of all the latest United news and stories going about. Bye.